sometimes covering a demonstration can be daunting. That's why in this video, we'll explain the major steps in covering a demonstration, while also showing you what gear you can use and how to use it. Your first step will be to have a vision. Having a vision means thinking of a storyboard. In a broader sense, it's to imagine what your shots will look like. But it's important to remember that what you imagine might not be what actually will happen. So, to be best prepared, the crucial step is doing your research before the demonstration. Once you know what you'll cover, reach out to the organizers, introduce yourself, and ask for potential interviews. You should also research the demonstration's topic. Knowing the subject will lead to more interesting footage and more relevant interviews. Before interviewing the relevant people involved, you should write down a few questions. Questions should be varied, open-ended, and contain only one idea. On one hand, stick too closely to the prepared questions, and you will fail to engage with your interviewee. On the other hand, going in without prep work leads to shallow interviews. The key to success is awareness through research. Go-to demonstration questions like, why are you here today? How do you feel about seeing this crowd? What do you hope to come from today's event? Won't provide much depth, and more often than not, will only be used as filler in the video. Instead, aim for questions requiring the interviewee's unique expertise and experience. And don't forget to listen. Pick up on cues and bounce off them with follow-up questions. When the research is done and the questions are written, it's time to prepare the gear. Once you've figured out the who, when, and where, it's time to think about the how. Your options for filming are limitless. The latest gear isn't always the best. Going for a camera you're comfortable with is key. And that can be anything from your DSLR, a mirrorless camera, a camcorder, or even your phone. Once you figure out what to use, preparing your bag will be next. As a rule of thumb, always take your camera, a mic, an audio recorder. You could also take a stabilizer like a monopod, a light source, backup batteries, and always SD cards. Adjust that with what you have. If you don't have a recorder, your phone is a good backup. Make sure your batteries are full, your SD cards are empty, your lenses are clean, and your gear is functioning. If you're using new gear, take the time to familiarize yourself with it before you go out and film. Also familiarize yourself with the demonstration ethics and laws. In Quebec, filming minors without guardian consent is illegal. Don't film anything that will put anyone in a compromising position, and additionally, filming people who are grieving is acceptable, yes, but remember boundaries and respect. Use your common sense and see when filming is appropriate. Being ethical isn't being unbiased. Being ethical is reporting accurately and respectfully, with consent being mandatory. For filming, visually, you want a variety of shots. Prioritize dynamic shots. Dynamic shots have a composition that lead the eye to your subject. They allow for a lot of creativity. Once you understand and apply composition patterns, understanding the difference between an angle and zoom is important too. One angle with different lenses can give different interpretations. So your video should have a wide shot, a close-up shot, and a mid shot. Wide shots are establishing, mid are engaging, and close-ups are emotional. And remember to look where most aren't. You'll find your shot. Now that you have a variety of shots, it's time to be picky. SD cards fill up much faster than one likes to admit, especially in a protest setting where there's a lot going on. Other than just filling up your SD card, filming too much can be overwhelming when editing comes around. For demonstrations, having your footage out rapidly is key. But if you have to take the time to go through lots of bad footage, you'll waste time. While visual is key, especially when most people watch and don't listen to videos, it's still important to check your audio. Depending on your surroundings, you might prefer a shotgun mic to a lavalier. But regardless of the situation, always favoritize an external mic to a built-in one. Your audio should typically be between -6 to -12 decibels. If it's higher than that, your audio will peak and it will be hard to recover. In a windy environment, favoritize a shotgun mic with a dead cat on. Or in a loud and echoey environment, go for a lavalier mic to catch all of the interviewee's voice. For detailed audio, audio recorders with or without an external mic are best. Lavalier are the trickiest to use, but once you properly sync them, you should have golden audio. Now that you have your footage and your sound, it's time to select and tell the story. When you're putting your clips together, don't favoritize eye-catching over engagement. If someone breaks a window at an overall peaceful demonstration, including that in your story serves no purpose. Being mindful of the shots you include to reflect the demonstration accurately is most important of all, because creating fake stories is extremely easy. That also applies to selecting quotes from interviewees. And congrats! You've exported your video, so now what? Save. Save your Premiere or your Final Cut sequence, save your footage, save all of that on a hard drive. And why on a hard drive? Well, hard drives keep your files protected from your computer's issues. They can also fail to save, but having backup is better than having none. Also, footage adds up and rapidly takes space on your computer. For it to be more efficient when you're editing, clear as much space as you can from your laptop. And happy filming!